sticking with culture,
Yes.
you did a lot of mahi around giving effect to te tiriti.
Yes.
And I understand that that would impact, or the removal of that would impact your staff culture. What feedback did you have from staff, and how have you addressed that?
So in terms of ERO, we haven't changed our approach to te tiriti, and we are a Crown agency. Our obligations on us as a Crown agency remain. It's committed in throughout our work. We continue to train people in te reo, te tiriti and tank, and understanding how to operate well, because it's really important we deliver for our Maori learners. Deb actually leads our work programme in this space. And Deb, do you want to talk a little bit about the work programme?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a strategy called He Taurihiri Tangata, focuses on the success of all Māori learners, but for us that means building capability internally in order to serve our ākonga Māori and whānau externally.
So there was no impact to staff culture based on the removal of te tiriti from your work programme?
There's no removal from our work programme in terms of a Crown agency. We continue to review schools in terms of are they delivering for Maori learners. Our work programme.
But this in regard to te tiriti, which has been removed.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. So we're a Crown agency.
My question is in relation to the removal of te tiriti.
Yeah, but you're asking
Has there been an impact
on the removal?
on staff culture?
Yeah, but it hasn't been removed from their agency. So
Yes.
can you just re-clarify your question, Shannon, and bring it into
that would help.
scope?
So has there been feedback from your staff in relation to the Minister removing giving effect to te tiriti in the Education and Training Act?
So
Before you
what was that?
answer, this isn't in relation to the annual review for the period in which we're reviewing. So,
Well, no, that's not correct.
let's
Point of
pull
order.
it.
Yeah, I think you're about to, it sounds like you're getting around to it, but that's out of scope clearly, Mr. Chair, and you need to rule on that.
Yeah, so
What's out
it's
of
not,
scope exactly, sorry?
It's not in relation to the annual review period. It's a question of reflections on policy that's unrelated to the agency that you're talking about.
speaking to the point of order, Shannon?
Bureau within that period reviews the policy of giving effect to te tiriti or waitangi. That puts it in scope.
So, last speaking to the
I'll
point of
just
order.
say
You can be defensive about this
Hold
if
on.
you want to,
Sorry,
but we're
Shannon.
going to talk about this.
Vanessa had the
Well,
mic.
if you give the year in review that we're looking at, the legislation that he's bringing in to the question wasn't made and hadn't passed until just very recently. So I don't believe it fits within the period of time that we're under review.
I'm just going to move.
Back to that point of order.
Sorry, hold on. I'm just going to move to private. So if we can cut the recording for a moment and just ask the Aero team and advise. I'm not worried whether it's a sup or a primary. It's just more about how you frame it. So I'll give the talking stick back to you.
Talking stick.
Yeah, but just
We have clarified.
excellent. Nice to see you again.
so I think there are going to be some more questions
That's all good.
on this area, and I we've made clear across everyone that what's in scope is discussion around your activities during the annual period.
Yes.
Anything that you might have taken from reviews you've conducted recently,
Yes.
or any advice you've provided to the Minister, and that's the sort of framing.
Thank you very much.
Shannon.
Thank you. And government members have been quite strict on me around the type of questions that I ask in relation to this, because it has been of concern. And I know a number of schools have raised this as an issue and written to the Minister as a result. My first question is, what advice and feedback did you provide to the Minister in relation to the change of policy and removal of te tiriti from the responsibilities of Board of Trustees within the period?
Yeah. So the Education Review Office doesn't provide policy advice. That is the Ministry for Education. It's outside our remit. So we don't provide advice
They
on
weren't
section
consulted.
127.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you weren't consulted?
I don't think so. We can triple check, but we're not a policy advice agency. So
And so given the work that you have done previously on it, did you provide any information to the minister
During the period.
during that
during that
period?
whole year period, can I go and triple check? Because I'd hate to give you an answer, but we don't provide policy advice.
Or provide that as a written
information.
question.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to give you something I haven't
Just info.
triple checked. We'll go back and scour through our records to make sure. But our general position is ERO's role is to review and report on the quality of education. And we do that in schools through our board assurance statements, through our school improvement framework, and that's what we review and report on.
And
Okay.
have any of your staff raised concerns in relation to this particular issue?
We don't ask our staff about their personal views to political positions. As public servants, it's very important that we serve the government of the day, and we do not collect or ask for information about
Sure,
their
it's not
personal
you
views.
asking.
Can
I'm
we
saying-
please,
I'm saying,
Shannon, can we let-
have they raised concerns? That's my question.
I don't collect anything that as chief executive I could report in terms of their views on political positions. That ranges not just this, but any other policy
What
position.
political views?
Okay.
In terms of policy,
I'm
sorry,
going-
being clear, a policy position, we don't ask our staff individually for their
Just the
personal
issue.
views on policy
Not the
positions.
policy
Right.
position.
I'm going to start from you. If we talk over, I'll just move on the topic, okay? Right, let the individuals finish.
I appreciate that, Mr. Chair. I just think that there is a misunderstanding between the
So use
question
your
and
start.
answer.
Crafty.
Yeah, so
So I'm giving you the opportunity to ask
not
us
to
up.
be, no, I'm just explaining before I ask myself. It's not to be rude to talk over.
Okay.
But when the question isn't being understood as it's being asked, it's to clarify, not to be antagonistic.
But I'll give you another
Just-
start to do that, okay?
Yeah.
Just let her finish her sentences. Fire away.
Given that it has been in the Act since 2020, ERO would have reported on schools meeting their strategic plans and the requirement to meet those things around Te Tiriti o Waitangi. And so the question is, in terms of that, is there any information or advice that you have provided to the ministry, the minister's office in terms of that? Because one of the claims that the minister makes is there is no link between achievement and the board's Te Tiriti o Waitangi obligations and any improvement in that area.
We've not provided advice to the minister about the link between that particular requirement in the Act and achievement for Maori that we see. In relation to your prior question, just so I'm being clear, we do board assurance statements. This change came in November, so we're currently working through the changes. So we haven't yet got to the bit where we've changed our board assurance statement. That will start in term 1 next year. So at the moment, we don't have data about what's happening under the new legislation because that's literally just passed.
Yeah.
From term 1 next year, we'll have that in place.
Okay,
And
final
we
sup.
can track it.
Willowgen.
Final sup on that one, and just to clarify, because I think the answers were no policy advice. So my question is, did you provide any advice or any information on this to the ministry or the minister?
I apologize. I didn't mean to be avoiding your question. I was answering genuinely. No, we do not provide advice on this change to legislation. We don't generally provide advice on changes to
Or
legislation.
any information?
And any information that I'm aware of, but I will definitely,
Thank you.
as you know, this is day 7 as chief executive. So I would like the courtesy, if that's okay with you, to go and
Fair
triple
enough.
check that I've given you the correct answer.
And Ruth, I was amiss not to formally congratulate you
Thank you.
at the beginning of the meeting.